Hello! My name is Brian, and this is L1 Practical Networking. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to show you something really cool. I'm going to show you how to terminate an Ethernet cable into this little RJ45 jack. Ooh, whoops, I got to do some work first. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off by stripping the jacket off of this Ethernet cable. Alright, you could use a cable stripper, but that's for babies. Just get yourself some nice networking scissors. These are Milwaukee. Milwaukee are the best. Thank you, Milwaukee, for not sponsoring this video. That's okay. I basically have no followers yet, so it's understandable. Here's how we do it. We're just going to open up our scissors like this, set the cable inside, and just gently work it back and forth until we just barely kind of start to open the cable, or the jacket of the cable, that is. We don't want to fully cut it open, otherwise you might cut one of the 4 twisted pairs in here. There are 4 twisted pairs of copper wires in here that do the actual communicating that this cable is intended for. So you cut that jacket ever so slightly, and then you can twist it and bend it, and it will pop off and break open. Inside, you have this little fuzzy rider guy. You just cut the fuzzy rider out. No big deal. Now, what do we got? We got those 4 twisted pairs I was talking about. So, what we need to do first is we need to separate these twisted pairs so that we can slide them into the RJ45 into their respective pin positions. So this RJ45 has 8 total pins. We have 8 total cables, 4 twisted pairs. A pair is 2, 4 times 2. You can do the math. So we're going to untwist these twisted pairs. As you are untwisting them, you can straighten them out by hand as you go, and it just kind of speeds the process up. So we will straighten those out real quick and do them in pairs. So that first one was stripe orange, solid orange. This next pair is stripe green, solid green. So here we go. And I'm doing this all by hand. There's a couple different ways you can straighten out these twisted pairs, but I have a lot of finger dexterity after doing this for a while, so I do it this way. It's super easy, and it's the fastest way to go about it. Onto our blue twisted pair. I'm going to untwist you and straighten you out. And if you noticed, I am doing this in such a way that when I get ready to terminate into the R45, they're all going to be where I want them to be. So there's a standard in terminating into RJ45 jacks. TIA 568B is the most common standard in the L1 world, in the networking world. So it goes stripe orange, stripe green, solid blue, stripe blue, solid green, stripe brown, solid brown. So let's get this bad boy untwisted. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. So straighten you out now. Alright. There we go. Straighten this dude out. Okay. So now that we have them all straightened out, we have them in order as well, which makes it easy for us to get ready to terminate into this RJ45 jack. Okay, again, that's stripe orange, stripe green, solid blue, solid green, stripe brown, solid brown. Okay. So we're just going to kind of wiggle them all in together nicely like this, and we can double check. Let's make sure. Yep, that's right. Stripe, solid, stripe, solid, stripe, solid, all in the right order. Okay, now we are ready to slide these into the back of our RJ45. What's going to make this a little easier and cleaner is if we cut them all to the same length, like that. Okay, now we're all cut to the same length, and we're going to slide these in with the pins facing us or the tab facing away from us. Alright, there we go. So we are in nice and clean. Okay, now that we're in, we're going to check it one more time to make sure they did go into their proper pins. Yep, stripe orange, solid orange, blah, 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 blah. Yep, they are all in there just fine. Okay, now, I don't have a self-cutting crimper. I'm going to have to grab my crimper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these cables right here at the end of our RJ45, like that. And now I'm going to grab our crimper. Alright, here's our crimper, Klein tool. There are two different ways you can crimp. You can crimp an RJ45 or an RJ11. We're going to crimp with the RJ45, of course. So I'm going to insert our RJ45 into the crimper like this, and then I'm going to pull back the excess cable so that it is flush with the RJ45 jack. Now that this cable is flush with the end of the RJ45 jack, I can crimp it. And that's just as easy as squeezing this handle. I give it a couple squeezes just to make sure that it's nice and good, and voila, you have a RJ45 jack termination, and that's just how simple that is. Stay tuned. Next, we're going to terminate into a keystone jack. You're not going to want to miss that.